So we were talking about genetically modified crops and their benefits. We have looked into various benefits of the genetically modified crops. So one of which was producing the pest resistant crops, right? And stress resistant crops, all that we have already seen. And now we are actually looking into the examples, like how can we produce the pest resistant plants with the help of biotechnology, by using the principles of biotechnology is what we are studying. And pest resistant plants can be produced mainly in two different ways. Of course, by the usage of the biotechnological techniques, and one of which is producing or by making use of Bacillus thuringiensis bacterium. ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಂ ಇದೆ which is called as Bacillus thuringiensis, which is in short called as BT, right? So you might have heard about the different crops. If your parents or if your family is into agriculture, or normally also you might have heard about BT cotton, BT brinjal, right? BT brinjal, so etc. BT which one, the this thing, lady's finger. So that means BT refers to what? Bacillus thuringiensis. Okay, there are various crops that have been modified genetically with the help of Bacillus thuringiensis, with the gene of Bacillus thuringiensis, and those or such modified crops which have got the gene of the Bacillus thuringiensis are said to be BT. ಒಂದು ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಪ್ರಿಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, that is what is BT, right? The cotton plants genetically modified to have the gene of Bacillus thuringiensis will be called as BT cotton, BT tomato, BT brinjal, like this, etc., etc., right? Now what is the speciality of that? I have already explained you this briefly in the previous session. See, Bacillus thuringiensis is one such bacterium with the help of which we can keep away certain pests. Pest anta helidre enu? They are the insects which feed upon the crop plants and cause the what? The loss to the yield, right? The ಬೆಳೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಬೆಳೆಯನ್ನು ನಾಶ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ by feeding upon the crop plants. How to keep them away? Of course, we are not making use of the chemical fertilizers here. We are not spraying any agrochemicals on the plants, because here we are making use of the genetic modification technique, biotechnological aspect we are talking about, right? And by making use of the gene which is responsible to kill certain pests belonging to the different classes like Lepidopterans, Coleopterans and Dipterans are the insects which are usually adversely affected. ಅಂದ್ರೆ Bacillus thuringiensis produce ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಏನಿದೆ, that protein will be toxic for these insects. Like Lepidopterans ನಲ್ಲಿ tobacco worm and army worm ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲವು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ. Similarly, under the Coleopterans, the beetles will be adversely affected by the toxic protein produced by Bacillus thuringiensis. And similarly, for Dipterans, mosquitoes and flies can be killed by infection of Bacillus thuringiensis. That means we are not actually doing anything against the nature. This is naturally happening, correct? No? So you have already learnt in organisms and population the interaction of the different species in the population. One will be beneficial to the other, one may be harmful to the other. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು already ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So just by understanding this interaction between Bacillus thuringiensis and these insects, and understanding and knowing that the protein produced by the Bacillus thuringiensis will be toxic in the body of these organisms or the insects, and it's going to kill them. Just by knowing this fact and by understanding the genetics of this particular organism, that is Bacillus thuringiensis, and knowing which exact gene, which particular gene is producing that toxic protein which can act against these, will do our job of producing transgenic plants like BT cotton, BT potato, BT tomato, etc., etc., right? So insecticidal protein ಏನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, the insecticidal protein that is produced here, insecticidal protein will be nothing but Bt toxin. Bt toxin. Now, I just told you in the previous session also, Bt toxin produced in the body of the Bacillus thuringiensis will be produced by particular gene called Cry gene. Cry gene is responsible for the production of this Bt toxin. Bt toxin, even though it is produced in the body of the Bacillus thuringiensis, it will not be harmful for its own cell. Bacterial cell ತನ್ನ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಾಗ this will not be toxic against its own cell. How is that? Because this Bt toxin within bacteria, it will be in the form of crystals, in a crystalline form, and this crystalline form of the Bt toxin, which is present inside the bacterial cell, it will be in the form of inactive protoxin. It will be in the form of inactive protoxin, right? And this, when we make this particular what is that Bt or the Bacillus thuringiensis to infect upon any of these insects, what will happen? So this inactive protoxin, right, that is produced by that particular bacteria will enter into the body of these insects, and by entering into the body of the insect within the gut, that is in the digestive tract of the insect, because of the alkaline pH in the gut of these insects, what happens? The crystalline form will get dissolved, and now it will be called as active toxin. Active toxin. That means it will actually show its toxic effect now in the body of the insect. Aga enagutte? So now the insect will develop some pores on their internal wall in the digestive tract. Digestive tract ಒಳಗಡೆ small pore formation ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, which will be followed by the lysis or the breakdown of the body from within the insect body, right? Eventually killing the insect, right? So that is how it is going to act upon it. Now ಈಗ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ನಾವು, ನೋಡಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾವನ್ನೇ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ನಾವು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇಡೋದಾ? No. We have to identify that gene, that is the Cry gene, and in order to identify that, we first should study which crop you are growing. ಆ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು. Because here Bacillus thuringiensis will be having the Cry gene, and again there are specific Cry genes which act specifically against particular insect. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಕ್ರೈ ಜೀನ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡದಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಸಿ ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ Cry 1AC ಮತ್ತು Cry 2AB. ದ Cry gene 1AC 2AB are responsible for the production of that active toxin protein which can control or kill the cotton bollworm only. Okay, so Cry 1AC ಮತ್ತು Cry 2AB ಇಂದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ ಏನಿದೆ, that can kill cotton bollworm only. It cannot act against the beetles, mosquitoes or flies, right? Similarly, Cry 1AB ಇಂದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ ಏನಿದೆ, that can act and control the corn borer only, right? So that is why we need to know specifically on which plant or which insect has been infected, and based on that we are going to select that particular gene, and in the laboratory conditions ಆ gene ಅನ್ನು ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, we are going to keep into the plant cell, we clone it, just like how we have learned in the principles chapter, biotechnology principles cell ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ಲೋನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ with the help of the vectors, right? All that procedure is done, and finally that gene, ಈಗ ಕಾಟನ್ ಬಾಲ್ ವರ್ಮ್, ಕಾಟನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಜೀನ್ ಯಾವುದು ನಮಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, Cry 1AC, Cry 2AB. So these genes have to be inserted into the plant cell with the help of a vector. So we may take the vector from any different bacterium, correct? No, so we can take the bacterium from Agrobacterium tumefaciens, we can take it from E. coli, we can take it from what is that, Haemophilus influenzae, like this bacterium which is of course not infectious on the plant body, ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದರ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಪಿ, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಲೋನ್ ದಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಜೀನ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್. ನೌ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾಕ್ಸಿನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಆ ಪ್ರೋಟಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್, ಬಟ್ when the insect feeds upon that plant, okay, when the insect feeds upon the plant, that protoxin enters into the body of the insect, and after entering into the body, because of the alkaline pH in the gut of the insect, definitely it's going to affect and kill the insect. By this, the insect can be kept away. The plant or the crop plant which we have grown in the agricultural field can be made free from the pest, insect pest. Right? So this is one way of keeping the insect pest away by the usage of the biotechnological principles. This is one way, and this is a very important question for 5 marks. Explain the process of production of BT cotton anta kelbahudu, right? So you need to explain the entire thing. I will also give the notes for this, and here they may also ask you mention the genes which are responsible to keep away the cotton bollworm. So remember these 2 genes specifically. Corn borer kuda Craven A B anta nenpitkolli, right? Don't get confused. So specific genes anta nenpitkolbeku. Even if you are asked for 5 marks also, then also you need to mention them particularly. Okay, so this is one way of keeping the or producing the pest resistant crops. Another way, another interesting mechanism, that is what is called as RNAi technique or RNA interference anta kariteve. RNA interference or RNAi. RNA interference or RNAi anta kariteve. In this technique, what is done here? The normal mechanism that is usually seen in the eukaryotic cell for cell defense. ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ, ತನ್ನನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ RNA ಇಂಟರ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್? ಈಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಡಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡೆಡ್ RNA that is complementary to the infectious protein producing RNA. Nodi, you know that the infectious product that has to be produced, like for example we can consider Meliodigine incognitia anta tagolona. So it's a nematode. You know about nematodes, class Nematoda kaltidiri. Meliodigine incognitia. See, this is one nematode which infects on tobacco roots, on roots of tobacco plant. By infecting on the roots of the tobacco plant, it is going to greatly adversely affect to the yield of tobacco. Idu infection agodrinda tobacco du yield kadme agutte. Okay, how to overcome this problem? How to make that tobacco plant resistant to Meliodigine incognitia? How to make that tobacco pest resistant, right? So that is what is we are going to study now. With the help of RNAi technique, we can do that. What is done here? See, by the introduction of a double-stranded RNA, which is complementary to the RNA that is responsible for the production of the toxic protein. Andre, ee Meliodigine incognitia, ee tobacco plant body ಒಳಗಡೆ enter ಆಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು RNA ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ RNA ಇಂದ ಈ RNA ಇಂದ ಒಂದು ಟಾಕ್ಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So this toxic protein will actually adversely affect, will have a toxic effect or adverse effect on the plant body, and because of which the plant will lose its yield, plant will lose its health and it's going to die. Correct? Now ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ? So by understanding the sequence of this RNA, mRNA which is responsible for the production of this toxic protein ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ, and so ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಪೂರಕವಾಗಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಡಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡೆಡ್ RNA ವನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಸಮ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಸಿ A G U C U ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ A G U C U and ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಯಾವುದು ಲೈಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್ U C A G and A. So what happens here when we insert this double stranded RNA into the cell ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ನ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು in the tobacco plant, obviously this Melioidegon incognitia which is producing this mRNA so will be encountered with this RNA which is having the complementary base sequence. ಈಗ complementary base sequence ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ there is no protein produced. When there is no protein produced, even though Melioidegon incognitia has infected the tobacco plant, it will not have any adverse effect on the tobacco plant. Yes, so this is done by, see, ಈ RNA ವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ usually the viruses infecting. ವೈರಸಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ವೈರಸ್ ನ ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಅಥವಾ the source will be from either viruses or from transposons. The transposons are also called as the jumping genes, which will be consisting of the complementary base sequences and they are going to produce the RNA. The double stranded RNA can be constructed by making use of them, right? So by making use of these sources we can construct a double stranded RNA molecule. E double stranded RNA molecule nalli there are two strands, one of which is exactly the base sequence of that ಯಾವುದು infectious RNA ಯಾವ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರ base sequence ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, and other sequence will be obviously complementary to that. ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ by making use of the agrobacterium vector, the bacterium called agrobacterium, the vector of this will be made use. The plasmid from the agrobacterium can be used, and so the RNA ತಗೊಂಡು gene ಅನ್ನ, that means the gene or the DNA that is responsible for the production of this RNA will be inserted into the vector of agrobacterium. ಈ agrobacterium plasmid ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕ್ಲೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಆ ಜೀನ್ ನಮಗೆ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಜೆನಿಕ್ ಜೀನ್ ಏನು ಸಿಕ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು we are going to insert into the plant body or the plant cell of tobacco. Now the tobacco plant cell will be producing the gene, it will be having the gene, ಆ gene ಇಂದ this double stranded RNA will be produced, and that double stranded RNA will silence the work of that infectious RNA molecule which is actually producing the toxic protein. ಆಗೇನಾಯ್ತು, by silencing the by silencing the what is that virulent nature of that RNA molecule, it will stop the production of the toxic protein, and hence the plant will be protected from that infection or from the bad effect or the adverse effect or the toxicity of that infection. So this is how what RNA interference technique is used, and this also makes use of the same recombinant DNA technology, the cloning technique, by making use of the plasmids as the vectors, etc., right? So these two are the methods of production of pest resistant plants. One is BT plants, maybe BT cotton, BT potato, BT tomato, BT brinjal, etc., or it can be RNA interference. And the example that you need to remember of about which one, Melioidegon incognitia infecting the roots of the tobacco plant, right? So idu kuda important, maybe asked for 3 or 4 marks, or sometimes even elaborate explanation for 5 marks or 2 marks kelbodu what is RNA interference and mention an example anta kuda kelbodu. Okay, so go through these things in the textbook, and if you don't understand, so watch this video once again. Even if you don't understand still, so you can refer to my notes which I give you. Even then if you don't understand, you can call and contact me.